Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Srutismriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitvaram. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Hari Om. Today we will read from verse number 11 and we will see the meaning of verse number 13. But first of all we will read from verse number 11. Dvandvani sarvanyakhilastruputyah kinchit samashritya vibhanti vastu tanmargane syad galitam samastam na pashyatam sacchalanam kadapi vidya katham bhati na cheda vidya vidyam vina kim pravibhatya vidya dvayam chakasseti vicharya mula swarupanishtha paramartha vidya bodharamatmanamajanato yo bodhasya kim syat paramartha bodha bodhasya bodhyasya cha samsrayam swam vijanatastadvitiyam vinashet. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi advising us that we must take up inquiry into the nature of self and how can we inquire, how can we contemplate. So he says we experience pairs of opposite, and one more thing we experience in this world, and that is Triputi, triad. He says that we must see the root of pairs of opposite and root of triad. Means who is experiencing sukha dukkha, man apaman, honor and dishonor, joy and sorrow, and who is knower, how the action of knowing is happening, and what is the object of knowledge, and try to see what is the substratum of all these things, all these three things. What is the locus, what is the support? And he explains that when we inquire into the root of all these things, we will come to know that self is the locus or substratum, and self is of the nature of existence, that is Sat. So when we establish ourselves in this Sat, then that is called Saddarshan. And in verse number 13 he says, people know different subjects which are taught in different universities: physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, art, science, astrology, astronomy, music, dance, botany, zoology. So many subjects are there, disciplines are there. That person may be knowledgeable in all these fields, but he doesn't know himself. Bodharam atmanam ajanatah. The knower, one who is knowing all this subject, doesn't know himself. So here he asked one question. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi asked one question. That bodhasya kim syat paramartha bodha? Can that be called as true knowledge when the knower doesn't know himself? So that will be incomplete knowledge or incorrect knowledge. That's why try to see who is true knower, who is knowing. And when we will come to know that true knower is consciousness, then what will happen? Vijanatastadvitiyam vinashet. When I come to know that Sat, consciousness is the real, substratum, then bodhasya and bodhyasya, the knowledge and the object of knowledge, both of them, they vanish. Or you will come to know that both of them, they are not real. Real thing is pure knowledge, that is consciousness or awareness. Now to reach to this Sat, we will have to inquire. How can we reach up to that point where we abide in true self? So one Swamiji gave a very nice example. He says, we fly kites. In India on Sankranti, they fly that. Now, when we look at that kite, we don't see the threads and we don't see who is flying that kite. Our whole attention is on kite, its color and its size and how it is swinging, moving, flying. But that kite cannot fly in the sky if it is not connected to thread. And even if thread is there and it is not connected to that person, one who is flying that, then also that kite flying is not possible. So three things are there: kite is there, thread is there, and that person is there who is holding that thread. Now, many times that kite gets cut by another kite. Then what we do? We change the kite. Now different color, different size, different shape, and again we fly. In this way, what happens? We change kites. We can see that the person is, flying with different kites, but that person remaining same. So, how you are connecting this, example to this true knowledge? So here, in this example, this kite is object of knowledge, Vishaya, and thread is action of knowing, Jnana or Bodha. Through mind and through sense organs, we know the object. So mind is like thread. And the person who is flying that, he is like Kutastha. He is immutable, unchanged. So he is like what? Sat. So object is there, that is called Bodhya. Then the action of knowing, that is called bodha, and both of them, they are located on bodharam, that is knower. And in these three things, if you see, bodha is changing, action also is changing, but bodharam, the knower, is constant. But further we inquire about knower, then what will come to know? That true knower actually doesn't know anything. It is providing a base to bodharam, to knower. Consciousness doesn't have any knowership. Consciousness is conditioned by knowership, becomes knower, bodharam. So this triad, bodhya, bodh and bodhara, or it is called bodha actually, because in Sanskrit word is bodha. But dvitiya, in second case it becomes bodharam. So this bodha, the knower, known, and action of knowing. All three components, three factors, they are dependent on consciousness. That's why I say Paramartha Bodha. When we know this consciousness, then that will be true knowledge. That will be correct knowledge. Now, if I don't know that, and if I know I am the knower, jnata, I have got knowledge of different subjects, then that cannot be called as true knowledge. Unless and until you go deep into this knower and find that there is one existence, one substratum, which is free from knowership, enjoyership, doership, that both, that knowledge will be true knowledge. And in this world we find that hardly anybody knows the true nature of knower. In the last class we have seen that if a drunk person is there, one who doesn't know himself, then whatever he speaks, we don't pay any attention to him. His words has got no meaning, no validity. They say a person who is addicted to drinking, he goes to bar optimistically, with lots of hope, optimistically, and comes out from that bar misty optically. He doesn't know himself. So in the same way, we know worldly things, but we don't see ourselves. आत्म राम की खबर न जानी, मथुरा जाए चाहे काशी, पानी में मीन पियासी. आत्म राम की खबर न जानी. Who is there within, we are completely ignorant about that. But the moment we come to know, then this object of knowledge and this knowership and action of knowing, all these three will merge into this true self, that is Sat. It is like a person who is dreaming, and in that dream he is perceiving different objects, he is seeing, he is listening, and in that dream he sees himself as a knower, listener, seer, enjoyer. But when he comes out from that dream, the dreamer who was dreaming, when he comes out from the dream world, then all three will be vanished or not. He was listening, so he was listener. Then listening, that action was going on. And some topic he was listening. So object was there. Action was happening. And he was listener. But when he is awake, when he comes into waking state, then what happened? Vijanatastadvitiyam vinashet. All three will be merged. Here he is saying dvitiya, two, both they and both. Both there is object of knowledge and both means that action of knowing. Both of them will be merged. And then that will be Saddarshan. That will be the Paramartha Bodha, real knowledge. Now, next verse is also very interesting. He says that support of triad is Sat. Support of Dvanda is also Sat. So I think that Sat means where I don't have experience of anything. He thinks that Sat is like Shunya, like void. Because pairs of opposites, they are not there. Triple factor, that is not there. Then he imagines that, oh, means non-existence. Sat is of the nature of non-existence. It is called Shunya. So here he said, no. It is not absence of everything. It is not like void. Then what is that? So in verse number 14, he explained that. Beautiful verse. Nidra na vidya, grahanam na vidya, grannati kinchinna yathartha bodhe, nidra padartha grahane tarasyat, chideva vidya vilasatya shunya, nidra na vidya, grahanam na vidya, grannati kinchinna yathartha bodhe, nidra padartha grahane tarasyat, chideva vidya vilasatya shunya. He says, sleep is not the state of knowledge. Nidrana vidya. Then, grahanam na vidya. Grahanam means perception. Okay, sleep is not the real knowledge. Or you can say sleep is not the state of knowledge. Then waking state must be state of knowledge, where I pursue so many things. So he said, no, grahanam na vidya. Grahanam na vidya, that is also not vidya, not knowledge. Then, grannati kinchinna yathartha bodhe. In yathartha bodh, in true knowledge, in correct knowledge, that knowledge which is real, in that real knowledge, neither sleep is there, nor perception of any object is there. Both of them, they are negated in that state. In state of realization, in state of true knowledge. It is not a state like Nidra, where no perception is happening. Everything is absent. abhava roop. Acha. Then what about waking state? So Bhagavan says, in yathartha bodh, there is no perceptions of different objects like we experience in waking state. So it is unlike waking state. I am not perceiving different objects in that true knowledge, yathartha bodhe. That's why I said, nidra padartha grahan itara syat. Other than sleep and other than perception of objects. Now perception of object is happening not only in waking state, but in dream also. So grahanam is happening in dream also. In dream state, all the objects, they are made up of mind only, manomaya. But perception is happening. I am experiencing, different things and beings, and different types of experiences are there in dream. So neither dream nor waking state is state of true knowledge, nor it is like deep sleep. So then what is that vidya? Chideva vidya vilasatya shunya, vilasatya ashunya, vilasati ashunya. Real vidya is chit eva vidya. Awareness alone is true knowledge. When I am aware of myself, where I am not aware of worldly things, nor there is a void or absence of everything. Absence of world is there, but I am not absent. I am always present, ever present. So when I am aware of awareness, which is free from three states, deep sleep state, waking state and dream state, then that is vidya. And ashunya, it is not like void, not shunya. Because consciousness is of the nature of existence. It is not of the nature of non-existence. Because continuously I experience I am. So what a nice verse it is. Many people, what happens, they listen to different talks, and in that talk, the speaker says that samadhi is a state where nothing is there, nothing is there. Thoughtlessness. It is a state where no thought is there. So people imagine that samadhi is like nidra, like sleep. So immediately here he says, no, it is not like nidra. Again, nidra also is one thought only. Because the definition of deep sleep is given, abhava pratyalambana vritti nidra. Nidra also is vritti, abhavakar vritti, thought of absence. So true knowledge is where there is no thought. There is no thought modification. In waking state, continuously we are knowing so many things. So we feel that yes, we are knower, we know the real knowledge. But he says no, you are knowing entire world, okay. You are perceiving whole world, no doubt about it. But do you know who is illuminating this world? What is the substratum of this knowledge? So this grahanam is happening Grahanam means perception. But how it is happening? Unless and until you know the real thing which is behind this perception, till then you cannot be called as, knowledgeable person. So therefore he says, perception or non-perception, it is immaterial. Main thing is whether you know yourself or not. That is Vidya. In waking state, we are busy in knowing so many things, but we are not aware of our true nature. So it is Ajnana only. And in deep sleep, I don't know world also, nor myself. So this Samadhi is not like this. Then some people imagine that Samadhi means Shunya. That highest state of realization is, it is like void. Nothing is there, nothingness. But our scripture says, who is knowing this nothing? Something is knowing that nothing is there. So that something is true. Something is Sat. Who is witnessing nothingness? If I ask this question, then the Shunya is sa-sakshi or without any sakshi? Is there any witness to that void? Who is knowing that nothing is there? So therefore, by logical analysis, we come to know that there is one thing. I never see myself as I am Shunya. Everyone experiences his or her existence. So, knowing this existence is Vidya. Chideva Vidya Vilasati. And this Vidya is continuously shining. This consciousness is continuously shining. And it is not void. Ashunya. Vilasati Ashunya. Some places Vilasanti, this word also is there, means continuously shining. That is the meaning. Awareness is never lost. Everything is merged in awareness, but awareness is ever shining, ever illuminating. So, if we come to know this, then that is Yathartha Bodh, true knowledge. In true knowledge, neither I perceive world, nor Shunyan, nor it is like Abhav, like Nidra. Then what is the experience in that state? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Satchidananda Rupoham. This will be the experience. Where Sat is there, awareness is there, and that state is full of bliss only. So this is Saddarshan. Now I will conclude here. I stop here. We will see next verse in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.